you hear me? Okay, everybody, welcome to Database Dives here in the library. Today we are going to be learning about CINAHL, which is a nursing and allied health database. So if you are in any of the health sciences classes, this may be of interest to you. We ask that you sign in at the front, and we have free snacks. So if you're feeling peckish, come on by, sign in, grab some snacks, and hang out to learn about using one of our nursing databases. Yes? Yes, please. Thank you. Thanks. That's okay. All right. Good. Okay. Okay, well, my name is Cynthia Simpson, and I'm the Executive Director of Library Services. And today we are going to talk about CINAHL, which is the Cumulative Index of Nursing and Allied Health Literature, and it is the largest and most in-depth nursing resource and research database. CINAHL Complete provides full text for 440 journals, and it indexes or provides citations for over 3,800 journals from the fields of nursing and allied health. CINAHL covers nursing, biomedicine, health sciences librarianship, alternative and complementary, it's Monday, I apologize, alternative and complementary medicine, consumer health, and 17 allied health disciplines. In addition, citations are provided for nursing dissertations, so that's like an address of where to find these, selected conference proceedings, standards of practice, educational software, audio visuals, books, and book chapters. CINAHL also provides full text for evidence-based care sheets, quick lessons, clinical innovations, critical paths, drug records, research instruments, and clinical trials. Searchable cited references for more than 1,500 journals go back in full text to 1937, so this is a very comprehensive resource. So you might say, well, that sounds really excited. I do want to use CINAHL and check that out. So how do you get to it? Well, you get to it like you do all of our other databases, and I have my friendly and happy assistant here, Amy Figgett, who is going to point things out on the screen for us as we move forward. If you are on campus, you visit the library homepage at library.edu, and then you want to scroll down to databases A through Z. Amy, could you show that to us, please, and do a nice circle there for us? So there on your left, top link, bottom of the page, databases A through Z. And remember, if you are remote, so if you are searching for this and you are off campus, you want to log into Canvas first, and then if you are using a VPN, please turn that off. And if your question is, well, gosh, what is a VPN? You're probably not using one, so don't worry. All right. Another way to access the nursing resources and the CINAHL database is to go to our nursing research guide, which was pulled together by librarian Adrienne Aluzzo, and she also pulled together this PowerPoint, but she's absent today, so I'm here in her place with Amy, and there's Adrienne there on the side with her contact information. The link here is hyperlinked, so when the slides go out, you can just click there to access the research guide. And we have things on our research guide like books. If you could point to that tab, Amy. Thank you. Books, databases and journals, finding health statistics, evidence-based practice, tutorials, integrative and complementary medicine and nursing information. So it's a very comprehensive site, and if you're starting your research, you have an assignment, you don't know where to turn, this is a very good starting point for you to investigate. All right, so you get your assignment from your professor, and you're probably wondering, well, gosh, how do I start this? How do I get organized for this kind of research in nursing and allied health? And the first thing is your assignment should tell you some important characteristics about what you need to be looking for. Generally, nursing faculty have you look in the last 5 years. So that would be from 2018 to 2023. Amy, if you just want to point down the list while we go through this. So your time range, generally in nursing and allied health, would be the past 5 years. The exception to that would be if you are doing historical research. So how was something done 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago versus now? Or maybe you're looking for something COVID related. How did we handle that initially when COVID was discovered and reported, and how are we working with it now? You may have geographical limitations, so maybe you're looking for information in North America or an author from the North American continent or research study in Germany, but your faculty will let you know what the geographic focus is. Peer review. Peer review means that the information provided was evaluated by a team of unpaid experts in that field. You can also hear these articles referred to as scholarly or academic. And keep in mind, if you are looking at an academic, a scholarly, or a peer-reviewed journal, it does not mean that everything in that journal is research. You could find a book report, you could find a letter to the editor. So when you're filtering your search results, these are important things to remember, and we'll hit on that in a few moments a little bit further. The next section, is inclusion and exclusion. So perhaps your faculty member wants you to focus on qualitative studies, so things that are numerically based with statistics, no case studies, and maybe they give you a specific database to use, such as CINAHL, which is what we're talking about today, perhaps PubMed, which is a government resource, or ScienceDirect, which is another comprehensive science-based database that we have here at LTU. Amy, thank you. You're doing a wonderful job. The next thing in getting organized is using something called Venn diagrams. I have messed up my notes, just a moment. Haha. Getting organized, brainstorm. So here's where you want to think about what you're looking at, what you want to be looking for, what are some things of interest in this topic that would be easier for you to investigate because you have a natural interest. So we have 3 terms in library land that we call Boolean operators. That's kind of fun to say, Boolean. And, or, and not. So the first one is and. It's an example of using and. So you are looking for, Amy, could you point to the, exactly, good job. And, so we're looking here for caring and incarcerated. And is the limiter that talks about that center green oval. If you're looking for or, it really means you're looking for both things. I'm looking for chocolate and truffles, or I'm looking for university and college, or I'm looking for, I don't know, sports and athletes. So you're looking for both. Your results would have both. Not means you're looking for one but not the other. So you could be looking for cookies of the chocolate chip kind, but not the computer kind. Or you're looking for BASS, bass, the fish, but not guitars. So it's exclusionary. You're looking for only this part of it. And there's more information regarding Boolean operators there on the slide for you to investigate. Thank you, Amy. The next step in getting organized is building out your keywords or your subject headings. And you may come up with a topic statement such as risks and adverse effects of cesarean sections in North America. So that would include Canada and the United States. And your boundaries are that your professor wants you to find articles only. So that means no Wikipedia, no blog posts, no images. You're looking strictly for research and reference articles. They want a publication time frame of the last 5 years. So that would limit you to 2018 to 2023. They want things that take place within North America. It has to be peer-reviewed, so again, that's looking for something that is scholarly, it is academic, it is peer-reviewed, so it has to be in a peer-reviewed scholarly or research journal. And it needs to be qualitative research, so statistically based, and no case studies. So you're building out your topic, and the first thing you want to do is try to identify alternative terms for your base concepts or your keywords. So cesarean section could become cesarean delivery in quotes, so you're looking for it as a phrase, cesarean birth, or C-section. And you want to find synonyms for something like risk, so you could say adverse effects, complications, or problems. And this becomes very helpful if you're looking for certain terms and you're not finding very much. You can change the terms that you are searching by, or you are so awash in results that you need to limit things further, and so you may change your terms to get more specific in your results. So another way to build out your search with building keywords is to use subject headings. And subject headings are very specific vocabularies in these databases that will return, thank you, Amy, that will return results that are about the topic you are searching. If you are using a keyword or a keyword phrase, the algorithm and system in that database is looking for that phrase anywhere in the record. So it could be in the title, it could be in the name of the journal, it could be the author's name, it could be found somewhere in the full text of the article, so it's not very specific. A subject heading will return results that are about that topic. So Amy, could you show that to us again, please, where it says CINAHL subject headings there in the blue line? You'll want to use this. It's a little confusing the first time around, so when you have questions, please come and see us in the library so we can help you. And Adrienne has started her slide out where she is, again, going back to that topic statement we just saw on the previous slide. She's going to be looking at cesarean sections, cesarean delivery, or C-section. So she has started to type out the word CESA, and that gives us a results page in the subject heading area. And Amy, I don't know, what does the first line say there? Subject heading? Or I'm sorry, in blue? Yeah, cesarean section. Okay. And then the third one down says also cesarean section, right? And the third one down, and you'll see this more clearly on the slide when I send it out later. It's just a little hard for me to read from here without my glasses, and then I can't see my screen if I have my glasses on. But the third one down has cesarean section with a small box that you can check off. And when you do that, you are able to expand or explode the results, and it gives you more specific subject headings or subheadings that you can look for that are connected with a cesarean section as a subject heading. So when we do that, it expands the subject heading options, and I can look for things such as adverse effects, education related to cesarean sections, ethical issues, or nursing. And Adrienne has selected nursing at the bottom. You could pick whatever you want, but for the example here, she's selected nursing. So nursing as it relates to cesarean sections. And that will return articles that are based on those topics. So because you're putting in a lot of information that is very specific, you will not get a lot of results back, and that is okay. When you are very specific in your searching, you do not get a lot of results, but they are more specific to what you are actually looking for than when you do a keyword search. So you didn't break the system, you're doing everything correctly. And when we run this search, we push the green button, and we get a results screen like this. Amy, how many results do we have after we run that search? Okay. Can you point that out, please, where that is on the screenshot? Right there at the, yep, you got it. So it tells you at the top, we ran this search, it's very specific, we used subject headings, we used a subheading of nursing, and out of the, I don't know, how many journals was it, like 137,000 in this, we got 33 results. So it's very specific. And then, Amy, if you could point on the left side of that screen, we have things that can help you refine your results. So we call these limiters. How do you further limit your results? You might want to put in a publication range. So your professor specified the last 5 years. It's 2018 to 23, and you can limit that there on the screen. You might also want to limit to full text. If you're just starting your research, or you're perhaps a freshman or a sophomore in your nursing classes, you might want to limit to full text. If you're doing more advanced research, you might want to look at citations, and that's where you find information elsewhere. and then you can also limit to your journals with references and coming from peer-reviewed journals. Thank you, Amy. Doing great. All right. So once you find an article that looks interesting and relevant for you, there are a number of options that you can work with on that article. Amy, can you point to the icons on the right-hand side of that page, please? Yeah, so the first one is Google Drive. You can save it there in Google Drive. You can add it to your cloud. You can print it from there. You can highlight, take notes. And at the very bottom, you have a link there for a permalink. That is a link that will always take you back to this article, making it easy to find. And then you can also cite it from that page, and that's the next slide. Hold on just a moment. I'm so excited. I'm getting ahead of myself. But if we look at this article and evaluate it, just with us looking at it here, Amy, can you point at the top of when this was published, please? It's up at the very top. And, yep, you got it. So this article was actually published in 2008. So you want to think about that. It might be very relevant. The topic might be very relevant, but it is far outside of your date range. If your professor has asked you to focus on the last 5 years and you turn in research from 2008, that is a lot older than it should be for your specification. So if you run into that and you find an article that's very valid, that's a conversation for you to have with your professor. I found this, it seems applicable, can I use it? And they will determine yes, you can, or no, you cannot. It might be something that you would read anyways and then include in a bibliography that I looked at this and it helped me with my paper, but I haven't cited it. Amy, can you point to the title of the journal? That's your title of your journal article. So, and it's a very common thing to do, so I'm glad Amy pointed that out. The title of the journal is actually at the top in italics, and it is called Healthcare for Women International, which is important here. And then Amy, again, would you point to the title of the article, please? There you go. So the article title is in bold. And also on this, we want to remember back to the prompt, the professor has asked you, again, to look for things in the last 5 years from a peer-reviewed journal article that is from North America. Amy, can you point to, yes, this article is actually from Australia. So if you're thinking about relevancy to the research assignment that you have, there are 2 strikes against this article, even though it might be very relevant. It's from another country outside of your focus, and the date range is well outside of your focus also. So again, that's a conversation to take back to your professor. Doing great, Amy. Thank you so much. When you are getting into higher levels of research, you always have the option, but it becomes more important. It becomes a more relevant tool the further you get in your studies because you'll be collecting a lot of references, articles, citations, things of that nature. And you can actually save this to a product called RefWorks, which we provide for you here through your library. Amy, can you point to that, please? You're going to find it in this article on the yellow band in the center of the page, and it's going to prompt you, do you want to save this to RefWorks? Do you want to export this, is what it will say, to bibliographic management software. That's an exciting term, right? Yeah, no, nobody said that. Okay, and you can cite it to RefWorks. And where this is really nice is when you start collecting a lot of references and research, you can put this stuff in a folder which you want to name very specifically. So you say, well, I want this to be for my Nursing 1001 class, or my Nursing 2001 class, or my community service, nursing community service, or evidence-based care class, or relationship-based care class, or my PICO class. And you want to give it a very specific term, so when you go back to write your bibliographies later and collect your research for a bigger project at the end of your studies, you know what research is in what folder from what class, and that would be very helpful. Are there any questions? No questions. All right. Well, when you have questions, please return to the library. You can get a hold of us 24/7, 365 through chat on our website, and we're always available online. Or another librarian from another institute who helps us out remotely will be available, but they have access to our resources online just like you. Our contact information is on our front homepage, and we are open 7 days a week. The hours are always online, right on that homepage towards the top. And you can also call and email, a composite email, to get a hold of our librarians here. So thank you for coming and using your library. We really appreciate you. We're glad you're here. We hope these sessions help you to do better research and better understand resources here in the library. Thank you. And thank you, Amy. Good job.